They thought they could outsmart the fans. They believed they could manufacture the next Roman Reigns with careful planning, overproduced promos, and selective match outcomes. But what WWE didn't realize is that when you try to script greatness, you often miss the raw power that made someone like Roman work in the first place. There's a reason Roman Reigns dominated for so long. He wasn't just pushed, he evolved. And the company's desperation to find the next face without actually earning the audience's respect. That plan backfired. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We bring you the truth behind WWE's biggest moments, and we don't sugarcoat it. After years of Roman Reigns being the centerpiece, WWE started quietly testing the waters. Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Austin Theory, even Seth Rollins at times, they were each positioned at key moments like chess pieces. Title shots, big promos, main event matches. But the crowd's reactions didn't lie. People weren't rejecting these talents. They were rejecting the manipulation. WWE wanted to move on from the Roman era, but they didn't want to hand over the crown to someone who earned it. They wanted someone who fit the mold. Clean-cut, marketable, easy to control. And in that process, they overlooked the one thing that truly matters: connection. You can't fake a groundswell. And yet, they tried. Austin Theory was handed the Money in the Bank briefcase and labeled the future. But the fans weren't sold. Instead of building him naturally, WWE shoved him into a spotlight he wasn't ready for. And the result? Silence. Matches that didn't land. Promos that felt forced. The same happened with LA Knight. The fans were clearly behind him, chanting his name, lighting up every arena. But WWE hesitated, because he didn't fit their replacement plan. And when they finally gave him a push, it was too little. Too late. The magic had cooled. And that's the core problem with WWE's plan. They want control, but true stars are unpredictable. Roman Reigns didn't become the tribal chief because creative made it happen. He became that because he tapped into something real. A darker edge. A story that reflected years of tension. And now, when WWE tries to fast-track someone to that level, it shows. The cracks are visible. Even Cody Rhodes, who had all the momentum in the world, hit a wall. WrestleMania 39 was supposed to be his moment. But WWE decided to hold off. They thought it would be smarter to extend Roman's run, maybe for numbers, maybe for shock, maybe because they still hadn't settled on Cody being the one. But what happened instead? The fans cooled off. The anticipation wore off. By the time Cody did finally get the title, it didn't feel like a revolution. It felt overdue, a delayed plan, a corporate correction, and the audience noticed. Mid-card segments, forced promos, awkward pairings, they all added up to one thing. WWE's hidden plan to replace Roman Reigns didn't just stall, it's already failed. Because people don't want a copy. They want a story, a journey, a hero, or a villain they can believe in. And when WWE tries to skip the hard part, to script an icon, the crowd always sees through it. The failure to replace Roman isn't about talent. It's about trust. The audience has been burned before. Remember how Braun Strowman was built up to be unstoppable, then dropped out of nowhere? Or how Shinsuke Nakamura won the Royal Rumble only to fade into the background? WWE has a pattern. Start strong, pull back, shift gears. And the fans have learned not to invest too early. That hesitation is costing them. Look at how Gunther is being handled. Dominant Intercontinental Champion. Clean matches, physical presence. But even he hasn't been placed as the guy. The hesitation is everywhere. WWE doesn't want to pull the trigger unless the optics are perfect. And in doing so, they're missing the moment. Because while they're planning, the audience is drifting. AEW is pulling hardcore fans. UFC draws the fight night crowd. And WWE is stuck trying to engineer magic in a lab. The truth is, Roman Reigns wasn't supposed to be this good. At one point, fans booed him mercilessly. They rejected the push, but WWE stuck with it. Eventually, he found the version of himself that clicked. The tribal chief wasn't born from a script. It was carved out through risk, pain, change. But when WWE tries to play it safe with the next guy, they kill the edge. The fans know what real hunger looks like. You can't fake desperation. You can't rehearse intensity. And you can't replace a once-in-a-decade presence by committee. That's why the plan failed. Because Roman didn't happen by accident, but neither did he follow the script. Now the WWE locker room is full of talent waiting for their Roman moment, but no one wants to wait for the fire to catch. Everyone wants the shortcut, and WWE's machine is built on shortcuts. You might think this is just a phase, that WWE will get it right, but ask yourself, how many almost pushes have you seen in the last 5 years? How many stars rose up only to vanish? Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, the list goes on. It's not a talent problem, it's a trust problem. WWE doesn't trust the crowd anymore. And the crowd, they're getting harder to win back. Every time WWE teases a new era, then snaps back to comfort, they lose momentum. That's why Roman's replacement hasn't been crowned. Not because there isn't someone worthy, but because WWE doesn't know how to let it happen. They want control more than they want magic. And magic doesn't live on a script. It lives in chaos, in real moments, in emotion. So what now? WWE has a choice. Keep chasing a shadow, or embrace the fire that comes from risk. Fans are ready. They've always been ready. But they won't settle for manufactured greatness. If WWE wants another Roman Reigns, they have to stop looking for him and start listening to the crowd. That's where the next icon is hiding. And while all of this unfolds, WWE is watching the clock tick. Because time is running out. Roman Reigns won't be around forever. And even now, his presence is inconsistent. Part-time appearances, title defenses few and far between. The Bloodline storyline might still generate headlines, but it's not building the future. It's a reminder of what was, not what will be. The more WWE leans on Roman's aura without laying real groundwork for what comes after, the more fragile their empire becomes. What happens the day Roman officially steps away? What happens when the final tribal chief chapter is written, and there's no heir the fans believe in? That vacuum will be loud. And if WWE doesn't fill it with authenticity, someone else will. Look at how the audience has shifted. When Roman isn't on the card, viewership dips. Social media buzz fades. The shows feel like placeholders. And that's the cost of not building legacy stars. Solo Sikoa is getting a slow burn, sure. But is it fast enough? Is it even leading to something bigger? Or is he just another bloodline accessory to extend a story that should have already evolved? The company's biggest strength has always been creating moments. But moments need people behind them who can carry. Right now, there's no one in position to catch the weight Roman will leave behind. Not fully, not organically. And meanwhile, the crowd is already scouting alternatives. They're pointing to Ilya Dragunov, Braun Breaker, and Carmelo Hayes. Fans are watching closely, waiting to see who gets the real opportunity. Not the one-week push. Not the, let's see how the crowd reacts trial. A real shot. A real program. A real build. But WWE doesn't just need to push someone new. They need to believe in them. They need to risk. Because right now, everything feels safe, predictable, manufactured. And that's the antithesis of what got Roman over in the first place. WWE needs another storm, not a breeze. And storms don't come from brainstorming sessions. They come from letting someone burn through the system until their presence is undeniable. It's how Steve Austin happened. It's how The Rock emerged. It's how CM Punk turned a worked shoot into a revolution. You don't create that in catering. You unleash it in chaos. You take the chains off and let someone run. The problem is, WWE's forgotten how to let go. And until they do, they'll keep trying to replace Roman with strategy instead of instinct. And every time they'll fail again. Let us know in the comments what you think. Who do you believe WWE truly wanted to be the next face? And do you think it's already too late?